is that gizmo? Well, it's something that our next guest put together for about $190, and you could use that to steal people's identity. It's all because of a new program being called Little Brother. There are passport cards, enhanced driver's licenses, some credit cards, even your company IDs have computer chips called RFIDs that link your personal information. Is that a good idea? Well, join us right now from San Francisco is Chris, the ethical hacker Paget. He invented the chip in the new passports. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, Steve. I didn't actually invent the chips in the passport. I'm able to copy them.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't know why it said that in the teleprompter. Okay, so people in their wallets right now and in their purses have got all sorts of cards or your passport that have these little devices in them, the RFIDs, and if you go past a reader, it can actually give you the information. The idea is you can go through lines faster and stuff like that. But in February, you took a Motorola reader and an antenna. You got in your car in San Francisco, you drove around, and what did you do?
Well, just with the equipment that I'd purchased on eBay, it's completely unmodified. I mounted it all in my car and went driving around Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco and started harvesting passport card numbers from complete strangers. People just walking past on the street, I happened to drive past and I was able to read their passport card numbers.
So as they're just walking down the street, you stole their identities.
It's not quite an identity. It's a number that uniquely identifies them. You can think of it as kind of an identity equivalent of a social security number. It's a unique identifier for a person.
Now, I understand that the State Department and also the agencies at like Easy Pass organizations and stuff like that, they say, well, if you don't want these RFID cards and chips to be read by total strangers like you, put them into this little sleeve where the radio signals don't get out. Is that really practical?
Not really. The sleeves don't always work. The sleeves that come with, particularly the Washington State enhanced driver's licenses, they've been tested and found to not actually prevent the tags from being read. Even so, it's important that people understand that they even have these tags in their identity documents. If people don't see that the tag is in there and they don't know the tag is in there, then they're not going to take any steps to protect their identity from, people who have access to the same equipment as me and potentially less moral scruples.
No kidding. All right. So it's a cautionary tale. Unscrupulous people could actually steal your unique numbers with passports and credit cards and company IDs and stuff like that. So, Chris, if people are looking this morning and they want to protect themselves, what do they do?
That's a very good question, actually. There's not a lot of information on what you can do because if you take it into your own hands and you decide to disable the RFID tag in your passport or your credit card, in the passport particularly, you could potentially end up in prison for tampering with a federal identity document. Homeland Security haven't actually said what will happen if you try to cross a border and your passport has had the tag disabled. Nobody really knows what the policy is, so it's very unclear what people can actually do to protect themselves.
Well, protect against hackers, feds and state officials recommend the Americans keep their e-passports tightly shut and store them in their enhanced driver's licenses in radio opaque sleeves. So, folks, look for your radio opaque sleeves if you want to protect yourself. All right, Chris Paget, we thank you very much for joining us and giving us the results of your little test out in San Francisco. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.